Hi all, welcome to Topic 3, Lecture 3, Part 3. In this section we're going to look at the ways women lead. Now there's a reading you should have done on Eli 2003, that's on NMIT online. Eli talks about leader-centered theories of valued traits. They should actually be gender neutral, and there should be a change so that there are more visible women in leadership. However, that hasn't happened, and there also hasn't been very much research done into how women lead and how many women are actually leading. It's been a very difficult thing to follow. It's very easy to actually start researching women when they are at the top. The difficulty is picking the winners when everybody starts at the bottom. Eli uses gender as a lens to try and examine how assumptions handicap women and other minorities who are underrepresented in leadership roles and in organisations. So there's some really interesting ideas about how gender intersects with age and ethnicity, and there are some quite strong trends there. So it is something we need to be aware of, and there are a number of countries and particular professional bodies who are now setting quotas, because women make up 51% of the population. You would expect to see 51% of leaders in professions being women, but they aren't. What is even more interesting is that the professions which are gender dominated are equally underrepresented by women, which makes it even more surprising. The other reading that you need to look at is The Demise of Heroic Leadership by Fletcher. So go and have a good read of that. These are both very, very interesting pieces of work. You may be slightly challenged by them, but equally you need to be aware this is the environment in which we're working. You need to understand that in actual fact we do not have genuine representation in the workplace. Fletcher looks at quite critical perspectives, particularly in shared leadership, sort of re-envisions the who and the what and the how of leadership, why women aren't actually, despite having all the qualities of shared leadership, why they aren't in top roles. Fletcher thinks that's because we're stuck in a heroic leadership model where we actually hark right back to great man leaders. We have this idealised view of how things work, that mothers are selfless givers, and that doesn't match our criteria, our instinctive criteria for what leadership is. They argue that new leadership models should advantage women but don't, and there is little evidence of advantage, such as more women in governance. So why is that? So there are three influential characteristics that are embedded. So look at those: separate, unequally valued, and sex-linked, and then discuss with your peer group what you've got out of those readings. Now, Rosner had a look at interactive leadership in 1990. She had a study that was published in HBR, which found women leaders tended to develop personal relationships, to encourage participation amongst employees, to share power and information with a broad group of employees. They would work to enhance the self-worth of all followers in their group, and that they didn't covet formal authority. They learned to lead without the trappings of status that men have learned to lead with or to look for. This leadership style is now termed interactive leadership. If any of you would like to read Rosner's study, flick me an email and I will send it to you, as I have a copy of it. So now what I would like you to do is to discuss the Wharton School in the US put out a statement: women leaders are given a different kind of scrutiny, and discuss with your peer group whether you think that is true or not, and then report back whether that's online or in class.